of Friday Night Lights. Here's Sports Director Josh Copley.
No better place than here, no better time than now. Welcome to WNKX Live, your home for Hickman County sports, and it's going to be a good one tonight. It is the home opener for your Hickman County Bulldogs, as the Dogs will be hosting the Waverly Central Tigers. And Aiden, it was a good one last week between Hickman County and Harpeth. Hickman County defied all expectations, defied the odds, came out, got a big 39-14 win over a district rival, which is always a big deal. It's always tough to start a game on the road. And folks, we are so excited to bring you this presentation here tonight, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, or on the radio. We appreciate your listening ears tuning in to us tonight and supporting us while we try to help give a spotlight to these young men and these coaches on the field here tonight. Now, I am, as always, Josh Copley alongside my broadcast partner, Aiden. Aiden, how did you enjoy the broadcast last week? I know it was your first time, wasn't it?
Yes, Josh, I loved broadcasting. That's why I'm back for this week. We're here at home at our home territory, so we're ready to beat Waverly.
Yes, sir. I know you were having a good time hanging out at the Luau tonight for Matthew Dotson and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes outing, so we're glad that you could take a break from that and join us here tonight. We know you've been prepping for this. We appreciate all of your assistance in setting this up. We're also joined tonight by another AV student of Matthew Dotson's class, freshman Braden Chesser. He will be working our camera tonight. We're so thankful for that class that Matthew Dotson has orchestrated, and we're so thankful to be partnering with them. They are awesome. They have helped us so much here at WNKX, and we look forward to that partnership going forward. So, Aiden, we have about 13 minutes until kickoff, so we are giving the people time to find us here on WNKX, on YouTube, Facebook, or the radio, and we encourage you, if you know someone who's been trying to find a way to watch these games or to keep up with Hickman County, we ask that you direct them right here to us on this live stream, so that way they won't miss a single second of the action. So while we have this time to kill, Mr. Weber, I think we go back and take a look at last week's game. Now, there was a lot of doubt going into that game. There was a lot of question marks, a lot of uncertainty surrounding this Hickman County team given the coaching staff. Coach Pat Smith, the head coach of the Bulldogs this year, really his first year as a head coach, and he was a little worried. He was a little anxious about that lack of experience, but of course, we talked about last week, he has that military experience, 20-plus years in the Army. Of course, we respect and think the world of Coach Smith, and we know that his time serving this country has made him a great leader. And we know how the players talk about him, how the parents talk about Coach Smith, and I think it reflects on the field. Those guys were playing disciplined. They were playing hard. We didn't see a lot of penalties, maybe a few. I don't believe we saw really any turnovers. So really just an all-around tight-knit performance by these Bulldogs, Aiden.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, in school, seeing the guys that play football, I mean, they were very happy about the win at Harpeth last week, and, you know, they're very happy about that, but they know this game tonight is very important as well. So they're looking toward the future, and they're ready to play. They are ready to play hard. They're not here to just sit. They're here to play hard and win this ball game.
Yeah, Aiden, and, you know, it's funny because we think about the players being excited about week to week, about game day coming up on Friday night, playing under the lights, especially so now that they'll be under their own lights right outside their own school here at Hickman County High School, as we are at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium, which houses Jerry Bratton Field. We know the crowd's going to be electric. We saw last week there was a lot of red on that far side at Harpeth. We know they were able to show up, show out, and even make that hour-long drive. So we know how serious these Hickman County fans are, and we know for this home opener with a team that's looked red hot so far, we know they'll be here, they'll be loud, they will be proud, and I'm excited. The players are excited, but I think you and I, Aiden, we're equally excited. I mean, I'm ready to go, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, Josh, I'm stoked. I mean, first home game, we had our first pep rally at the school today, so energy's high, and the guys are ready. The guys are ready to play.
You know, Aiden, you mentioned pep rallies. I know it's been a little bit since I've been in high school, so, I mean, what are those pep rallies like? I mean, I know it's a little bit of competition between the classes, you know, so you can be louder, but, I mean, how was the first one today?
I mean, Josh, everybody had a ton of energy. The guys that play football had a ton of energy. I mean, they are truly ready to play. The seniors did end up winning the pep rally, but everyone was loud.
Well, I'm sure they're ready to bring that energy right here on the football field, translate it from the school over here to the stadium, and we know they'll be ready. But Waverly, of course, Hickman County has gone back and forth with the school. Waverly historically has been a dominant program in pretty much every sport. You name it, they were probably good at it. They've produced a lot of collegiate athletes at that school. But last year, definitely a down year for these Tigers. Now, Hickman County was on the road to Waverly last year. It was one of the couple of games that we were able to win. So we saw the Dogs come out ready to play last year against Waverly, and I don't see it being any different this year. Now, an important note, Aiden, going back to that coaching staff we mentioned, yes, Coach Smith is a young, inexperienced head coach, but he has surrounded himself with so many great, wise coaches. And one of those coaches actually came from Waverly. Ryan Wall, of course, joining us this year on the Hickman County coaching staff. And we know Coach Smith, before the opening game last week, was singing the praises of his assistant coaching staff. And I'm expecting to see, Coach Wall show his knowledge of this Waverly program, and that might give him an edge in this contest.
Oh, yeah, definitely, Josh. I mean, we saw it last week how the assistant coaching staff was, and I've asked some of the guys at school how they like the coaching staff, and they seem like they really enjoy the hard work that they put in.
Absolutely, Aiden. And right now, the national anthem being played for us here at Hickman County High School by the Hickman County Band. They always do such a wonderful job. So that has concluded our national anthem here at Hickman County High School as the sun begins to set. And Aiden, it is always nice whenever it's football season. The sun is shining. It was a clear blue sky today. Of course, over here in the press box, we are pretty much eye level with the sun, so I'm looking forward to it finally going behind those trees. And while everyone continues to find us here on WNKX on YouTube, Facebook, or the radio, we have about 7.5 minutes to go until kickoff. And some notes for this game that carry over from last game. We think about the offensive performance of the Bulldogs last week. I think about Andy Kraft, of course, being able to be a dual threat. He was very dynamic last week. He only threw the ball a handful of times, but every time he did, it seemed like a big play was there following it. We know the game opened up on one of the Dogs' first drives of the game. Kraft was able to connect to Jaden Street on a big touchdown pass, and it seemed like it was all Bulldogs from there. The Bulldog defense was shut down, and truthfully, the final score could have very well been 39-6, maybe, but of course later on, they did bring in some of the young guys. They were able to score late in the game last week, so that did make the score 39-14 instead, but the Bulldogs were giving nothing easy, Aiden, and that was one of the most impressive performances I've seen from a Bulldog defense in a long time. And the offense was right there to follow. They were feeding off each other so well. The momentum the offense was generating, the defense felt it. The momentum the defense was generating, the offense felt it. And we even saw Hickman County come up with an interception last week as well. They were just doing so many things right. But as sometimes people say, Aiden, week one, you can't always look at it at face value because of all the emotion that's wrapped up in those games. But rather, it's all about game 2, game 3, game 4. As you get to the middle of the season, legs getting tired, people start to figure out your scheme, what you're about. We saw last week Hickman County utilized a lot of running, a lot of motion, a lot of deception on the offensive side. But as teams start to study Hickman County, they're going to figure out those plans. They're going to be less deceived by that. So let's see how Coach Smith and his guys sort of game plan going forward, knowing that other teams will be reviewing them and studying their playing style.
Oh, yeah, Josh, just like I said earlier, they were very happy with the win at Harpeth, but they do know that all that matters is the next game, and what this game means to them tonight is something incredible. And, they're just ready. They are ready to play. Last week was great, but they know they have to keep playing hard. They can't get tired. And one thing we saw last week is how at the beginning of the game, the offense made the defense better, and then at the second half, the defense made the offense better, and they were feeding off each other's energy, and that's something truly great in a team, and hopefully they can do that here tonight.
Absolutely, and we look down at midfield right now, and just below our camera right there, we see 4 young Bulldogs right there who will be the captains for this game, who will go out to midfield, of course. That is number 4, John Michael Lewis, number 5, Jaden Street, number 50, Ruger Toddy, and number 12, Braden McCaleb, who will be going out to midfield for our coin toss here in about 4 minutes and 40 seconds. And I don't think, Aiden, we could speak enough on the leadership of those 4 guys we see right there in that circle. They were some of the biggest playmakers last week. Of course, we know the young buck Taylor Hutchison. He was making some star-studded plays last week. More specifically, plays around the edges. They were sweeping him out right, letting him use his legs, get in open space, make guys miss. But whenever they need to go right up the middle for a couple yards, they were giving it to that man right there, number 12, Braden McCaleb. He's a big body, but he plays with such a passion and a determination where he's a hard guy to bring down.
Yes, Josh, just like you said, Taylor and Braden had a great game, but one thing that Pat did at the pep rally was he brung the whole offensive line. And it's just not those key players, and yes, they're great, but it's the whole team. And it's especially that line that gets those good looks for Taylor and McCaleb both, and Andy Kraft. That's how good he is.
And at the high school level, Aiden, it seems like coaching matters so much because a lot of these guys they put on the field are young, they're athletic, they spend their time training, eating well, but it's all about the game plan you can implement. So I'm interested to see the coaching battle tonight between Coach Pat Smith and the coach on the other side of the Waverly Central Tigers, Randall Bolden and his squad. Now, they have a very deep coaching staff. There's a lot of guys over there for Waverly. They're going to be well-trained. They're going to be well-disciplined. And I think that's what Hickman County is going to need to be prepared for here tonight. So you can't think back to last year because, yes, Hickman County was able to beat them last year. And a lot of credit to that Hickman County defense, which stood strong for the final play of the game, if you remember watching that. But tonight, it's a different Hickman County team, and we have to expect it'll be a different Waverly team as well.
Yeah, Josh, and I know the coaching staff knows that, especially Coach Smith. I mean, he's all about as the guys playing as one and just working together. That's all what he's about, and he knows that it's going to be a tough battle, just like it was at Harpeth last week, but all we can do is play our best.
And a point we made last week, Aiden, I think this is something that Hickman County has to do throughout the year. Now, it's easy to keep your chin up and to walk with swagger whenever you're beating a team by 30 points. But it's another whenever the slate is wiped clean. Right now, this game tonight, when the ball is kicked away and the clock starts ticking, it's 0-0. It's a new week. It's a new game with a new opponent. So how will Hickman County approach this mentally? And as we mentioned, Hickman County in years past, something bad happens to them. They turn the ball over. They commit a dumb penalty or anything like that that goes against them that stunts their momentum. They hang their heads and they give up. They play defeated. They don't play with that same pep in their step. So far what we saw last week, definitely not the same Hickman County that we're used to seeing. But, of course, as we said, it's easy to do when you're winning. But how do you play when your back is against the wall? But, of course, if you ask Hickman County, if you ask the coaches and players, they'll say, we never want our backs against the wall. We want to be the aggressors 100% of the time, and hopefully that's the case, but you never know in this league, Mr. Weber.
Yeah, Josh, Coach Smith, he's all about us controlling the tempo of the game. He don't want Waverly or any other team controlling the tempo of the game, but he wants the game in our favor, just like all of our Hickman County fans do. And as we are talking about Hickman County fans, there was many at Harpeth last week, and we have a packed house here tonight.
And as the Hickman County Bulldogs make their big entrance here at Jerry Bratton Field, housed by Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium, it is loud. The band is playing. There's a lot of fans here tonight, and we know there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of excitement. Let's see if that will be something that motivates Hickman County, or will it be something that hurts them? Of course, energy, playing with motivation, it can cause you to play out of yourself a little bit. So let's see if they can silence the noise, lock in, stay focused, and be driven and ready to get another win and start the season off 2-0. So it looks like your Hickman County Bulldogs will be kicking things away to Waverly to start the game here tonight, which means Hickman County will receive the ball to start the second half. There is certainly just a different vibe in the air surrounding this Hickman County team. You can tell they're different, Aiden, and I think we might see that same team that we saw last week here tonight, because this sport is all about momentum. It's all about gaining ground. It's all about snowballing your previous successes and your previous failures into tomorrow's successes.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, I couldn't agree with you more, and that's something the coaching staff and all the players know as well.
And Aiden, we look across from our press box here. It looks like Waverly also brought their band as well. So, I mean, this tells us that, I mean, they believe in energy. They believe in traveling on the road to support their guys as well. So I respect the world of that. But will it be enough to take down these red-hot Bulldogs? But, you know, while we're waiting for kickoff here, Aiden, it's important to address really the elephant in the room regarding last week, and that was the blocked PATs that we saw. Parker Lambert, of course, has a tremendous leg, but Hickman County was unable to block as well as they probably should have been able to. So let's see what adjustments they made this last week in practice, and let's see if they can be more safe and secure surrounding those PATs. But Lambert is set and ready to boot things away to Waverly. And here we go, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. And we are underway from Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium. That ball is booted, fielded inside the 20, but it's booted, picked up, tries to get around, but Hickman County swarms him. And he is taken down inside the 10-yard line. So a tough start for the Tigers. They will have to start backed up inside their own 10 in the shadow of their own goalpost. That was some great special teams right there, Aiden. That shows, I mean, how fast and athletic these Bulldogs are.
Yeah, Josh, so far, I mean, Hickman County's in good spirits.
There were quite a few dogs there on the pursuit. One of them, I want to say that was number 7, Evan Mathis. So Waverly, now to start their first drive of the evening. They got 2 receivers wide left, 2 to the right, quarterback in the gun. So a bit of delay here. We got some substitutions on the field. Snap, give up the middle, and right there is number 12, Braden McCaleb wraps him up. So he gets about 2 yards on the play there, Aiden, and there's Braden again, that big body up the middle, whether he be on the offensive side running the ball or whether he be right there plugging the holes. I mean, he is such a valuable piece on this Hickman County team.
Oh, yeah, Josh. I mean, Braden McCaleb is definitely a great player defensively and offensively, and you can tell that so far in this game and last week at Harpeth.
So Waverly spreads the field again, 1 receiver wide left. Aiden Spiegelmeyer subbing into the game. And Braden Armstrong entering the game A defensive back. Snap. It's a bad snap. It's on the ground. Trying to escape. Lets it fly out of bounds. Incomplete.
That pass is incomplete. Several dogs.
Sails over the head of Tuffy Hanna, his wide receiver. That looked like that was his outlet man. So a bit of panic there, it seems like, from Waverly there. I mean, you're already backed up against your own goalpost. I mean, if he's not careful, that could have very well been a safety. So Hickman County not making things easy for the Tigers here early. It'll be an early 3rd down and 9. Hickman County's defense trying to force a quick 3 and out. And quarterback Bryce Spann, the junior for the Tigers. And the whistle is blown. The officials have to fix the spot of the ball there.
3rd down, 8 to go. Make some noise.
And they'll move it up to about the 12-yard line. They have 8 yards to go for a first down. Spann snaps, drops back to pass, looks, checks it out to the flat. It's caught, still on his feet, driving to the first down.
That pass is complete.
And he's just short.
He is brought down a couple yards short of the first down marker.
So it will be 4th and 2, and Aiden right here. I mean, you're backed up. If you turn the ball over on downs here, you give Hickman County tremendous field position. So it looks like they're going for it here. Hickman County's defense needs to stop. Quarterback under center. Snap, it's a sneak. Keeps it himself, plows forward, and he has plenty for the first down. And he's still driving, but the ball's out! Picked up by the Bulldogs! And that's a first down, Hickman County. And that's number 52, Chase Sims, making a play, the junior. And it looked like right there, Aiden Spann, the quarterback, he had enough for the first. If he just goes down, takes his yardage, but he kept trying to drive. He bit off a little bit more than he can chew, and Hickman County makes him pay.
And Josh, you can see in the just first plays of the game, I mean, Hickman County is coming with the tone in their favor. I mean, they're putting all the pressure on Waverly so far.
So Hickman County looking like they're going to start their offense a similar way with that wing T spreading out guys now. Snap, Kraft wants to pass, steps up, pressure coming, still on his feet, evades it. He's got room, he's got a first down, cuts back inside, and that's a Hickman County first down inside the 10.
And right there, Josh, we thought Andy was in trouble there for a second, but he used his football IQ and managed to make the right play.
I mean, you said it best, Aiden, his IQ, his vision, but also his toughness. I mean, his willingness to stay on his feet, that determination. He's a tough man to bring down. So Kraft, after the first down, back under center. Ball spotted at the 7. Snap, give, up the middle.
McCaleb on the carry.
And they give it to their big man, McCaleb, up the middle. Gets a couple on the play. 2nd and goal now from the 5. So Street subbing out, Armstrong coming in for the Dogs. Hickman County sporting the all-red unis with white lettering and black helmets tonight. Waverly rocking the all-white, blue lettering with black with blue helmets. So Kraft under center. Snap. Gives. Hutchison. Jukes left. Nice move to the pylon. And that's a touchdown. Hickman County. So these Bulldogs make Waverly pay for the field position and the turnover. And they strike first in this home opener. Dogs lead 6-0.
And Josh, just like last week at Harpeth, Taylor Hutchison was a big essential for this Bulldogs team. And so far, he's done that here tonight.
But now, one of the problems that we addressed, Aiden, was the special teams, specifically in the realm of PATs. So let's see if Lambert can drill one here. Kraft on the hold. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle.
That extra point is up and good. Number 82, Parker Lambert.
So as far as starting off on the right foot, I believe that's exactly what they did there, Aiden. The snap was good. The hold was good. And most importantly, the blocking was good. Of course, Parker is such a great kicker for this Bulldog team in his first year. But we know with his soccer background, he can be certainly a very vital piece of this Bulldog team.
Yeah, Josh, I talked to some of the guys at school, especially Parker Lambert, and things that happened last week, I mean, it was the first game, and they're learning. And so the mistakes that they made last week, they were working on in practice, and so far you can tell, and hopefully it's all upward from here.
Certainly it's all about how you start, Aiden, and that was a good way to start. And if you're Hickman County, you cannot squander those opportunities that the other team is giving you. I mean, start 1st and 10 inside the red zone. I mean, Hickman County wasted no time. It all started with that wonderful run by Andy to evade the sack. I mean, there were 3 or 4 guys there bearing down on him, but he's able to escape miraculously like Houdini almost, and he gets a 1st and goal. Then 2 quick plays later, one to McCaleb, then one to Hutchison, and we got ourselves a Bulldog lead 7-0 with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the first quarter. So Lambert here, ready to kick things away to the Tigers. And it's away, a booming kick by Lambert. Sails over the head of the returner and into the end zone for a touchback. What a leg. I mean, Aiden, I feel like we don't see touchbacks at this level of high school ball much these days, but Lambert out here revolutionizing the high school kicking position here in Hickman County High School.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, Parker Lambert, he does play soccer, but he also just has a natural gift in his leg. I mean, watching this guy kick the football is incredible, incredible.
So Waverly looking to get some momentum back, and Aiden, as you know, the one thing you cannot do if you're on the road, especially against an opponent as tough as Hickman County, in a place as hostile as Hickman County High School with a lot of rowdy, loud fans, you can't fall behind the 8 ball early, or these fans will only get louder and only gets harder to execute plays on the field, and there's a flag on the play. And John Michael Lewis trots to the sideline, waiting for the official signal here by the officials. Maybe too many men on the field. And I don't believe any penalties will be enforced there. They pick up the flag, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Waverly at the 20. Quarterback span in the gun, snaps. And he's going to keep it on the read option. And he's going nowhere, taken down in the backfield by that Hickman County Bulldog rushing defense.
And so far, Josh, the Waverly just seems stuck. I mean, this Dog's defense is truly incredible. I mean, so far they have really put the pressure on Waverly.
And Waverly still only finding a way to go backwards. So 2nd down and long, about 13 or 14 yards to go to move the chains. So maybe Waverly tries to air the ball out a little bit in this game to try to challenge the Hickman County secondary. Span in the gun yet again. Snap, high, fielded. He's going to keep it himself again, and Hickman County again is ready for it. And that will be another play for negative yards for the Tigers. And that'll set up a 3rd down and 16.
3rd down and long coming up for Waverly.
So Waverly now making some substitutions here in 3rd and 16. It's almost a certain passing situation here, Aiden, but you never know. Maybe they try to catch the Dogs off guard rather, and run the ball up the middle. Who knows? Snap, span. He does want to throw. Pressure coming. Dunks it out right. Incomplete. Led his receiver too far, and it goes sailing out of bounds. Blystad was the one bringing the pressure for the Dogs, and that will send out the Waverly punting unit on 4th down and 15. So, Aiden, I don't think you could have asked for a better start if you're Hickman County.
Definitely not, Josh. I mean, they have played incredible so far, and hopefully they keep playing like this the rest of the game. I know the coaching staff is definitely happy right now.
So we've already seen some wobbly snaps thus far on Waverly's end. Can't afford one here, but the snap is perfect. And the punt is away. And it's a good one. But it does not take a Waverly bounce. It'll hit the ground and die, and it rolls to about the 49-yard line. So Hickman County will start this series in plus territory. So the last thing you want to do if you're Waverly is give the Dogs good field position on back-to-back drives to start a game, but that's exactly what they've done. So Hickman County needs to take advantage of this field position, but if you're Waverly, you cannot let this game get out of hand in the first quarter. So Hickman County again lining up in the tee. Now the men in motion. Snap. Give up the middle. lowering his shoulder and plowing forward for about 3.5 yards. But wait a minute, the ball was loose and Waverly has it.
And there is a fumble. Waverly recovered.
So it's a fumble recovered by the Tigers.
First and 10 from their own 46.
So already one fumble apiece for each of these teams. So I guess now we're even in the turnover department, but the question is, can Waverly's offense make something happen as a result of this turnover?
And you know Hickman County's definitely upset about that, but we cannot let that affect us. I mean, this defense has to come out playing strong just like they have been all game.
And this goes back to what we were saying earlier, Aiden, about how Hickman County in the past, one bad play, one turnover, they start to hang their heads. But here's where we see what this team's made of. Quarterback span in the gun, 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Snap, quarterback draw, up the middle, has some room, up the middle, lowers his shoulder, plows over a dog, and he gets the first down, and they'll move the chains. They'll take it down to about the 43-yard line. Now they find themselves in Hickman County territory after one play. So it seems like Aiden Waverly has been putting all their chips in on this quarterback span, of course, using his legs mostly. He hasn't been able to hit on either of his passes thus far. But whenever you can run the ball for 11 yards at a time, maybe you don't have to throw. But Hickman County needs to put some pressure on this young man. They've done that well already, but they can't stop here. The officials blow the whistle, timeout on the field. They're talking things over, not sure what's happening here. It's already a couple of strange stoppages already in this game. So the spot of the ball doesn't look like it's going to be changed. Nope. The whistle blows and the clock continues to wind, and Waverly will take over 1st and 10 at the Dog 43. So span in the gun yet again. He's got a bunch look to the right, snap. Quick swing on the RPO. It's caught, bounces outside, and he's yanked down after a gain of 6 or 7 yards on the catch. The ball was caught by number 2, the sophomore Dominic Williams.
Second down and long 3.
And here, Josh, if you're Hickman County, you cannot hang your head. I mean, Waverly has done some good plays, but they still have to keep playing hard and not worry and just keep focusing on the next play.
So still with 38 yards or so to go to find the end zone, that's still a long way to go, especially when you're contending with this Hickman County defense. Snap, high snap, recovered, stays with it, keeps it himself and goes down for a gain of 2. And that'll set up a 3rd and short for the Tigers. So it seems like Aiden, their quarterback, Bryce Spann, is having to work overtime. I mean, I feel like the snaps just haven't been consistent for this Waverly offense.
Definitely, Josh. Waverly just seems frazzled right now, and they need to make some big changes leading into this game.
So even on the 3rd and short, Spann still in the gun. Running back to his right, 1 receiver wide left. A couple to the right. Snap. Another high snap, corrals it, gives up the middle, but he's met quickly and taken down, and he looks just shy of the 1st down. That'll be 4th down and short.
And that'll bring up a 4th down and 1
And
to
Waverly,
go.
of course, I believe this is a no-brainer. They'll keep their offense on the field with 1 yard to go. Hickman County's defense needs a Stonewall type performance here in this 4th and short play to get their offense the ball back.
Make some noise, Bulldog fans, for your defense.
And on this 4th down, this Hickman County crowd has come to life, and they're going to need every decibel. Spann in the gun all by himself. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap. Quick throw out to the right. And he's hit quickly. Bringing the boom, and that pass falls incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on downs. 1st down, Bulldogs.
Braden Armstrong in on the defensive coverage for the Dogs.
Have mercy, Mr. Braden Armstrong. What a hit.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, we saw how Braden Armstrong played last week at Harpeth, and that was a great play by him there to put the Dogs in good field position.
So the Dogs back in the driver's seat, to say the least. But now Hickman County, of course, not looking to replicate what they did last drive that ended in a fumble. Kraft under center, motions his man, snap, gives to Street, cuts back inside, but he's met by a few Tigers there. He gets it down to about the 35-yard line, gets about a yard on the carry. And we were calling Jaden Street's name a lot last week, Aiden. I mean, he had a couple of wonderful touchdowns. He had the big touchdown run that went for over 40 yards and had the big touchdown reception as well. He was a spark plug for this team last week, and Hickman County looks to see him do more of the same this time around. Snap, Kraft gives up the middle. That was Street again, brought down at the line of scrimmage. So the ball will stay at the 35, 3rd down and 9 upcoming for the Dogs. We've seen Aiden Spiegelmeyer sub in a few times now, going out wide as a receiver. Braden Armstrong coming in now for Jaden Street. So a 3rd and 9, Hickman County needs to be in their bag of tricks here to convert this one. Kraft again under center. Sends Spiegelmeyer out wide. It's a toss to Armstrong. Has some blocks in front of him. Follows those blocks. He's got room. Armstrong down the sideline. Makes a move. Still on his feet. And he's drug out of bounds at the 30-yard line of Waverly for a Hickman County first down.
So far, Josh Armstrong, great job so far. Great play on the defensive end and a great play there on the offensive.
And what a carry. And, you know, we give all the credit in the world to Braden Armstrong, but how those big boys up front leading the charge, doing their job, blocking perfectly, which set up that big rush for Armstrong. Snap. Gives to Hutchison. Hutchison swallowed up quickly in the backfield.
Taylor Hutchinson on the carry.
Doesn't get a whole lot. I think he might have gotten back just to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this first quarter. Your score, Hickman County 7, Waverly 0. But, of course, a lot of ball game left to be played here at Hickman County High School. Spiegelmeyer wide left. Snap. Motions. Fakes the sweep. Gives up the middle to McCaleb, who slips and falls. He gets about half a yard on the carry. So McCaleb just unable to find his footing there, and that sets up a 3rd and long. So Waverly now, after giving up the big 3rd and long conversion a few plays ago, now with another chance to get off the field. But, of course, Hickman County, they can strike no matter how far they need to go. Motion, Spiegelmeyer out wide right, the lone receiver. Snap. Kraft steps up, evades pressure, tripped up and taken down in the backfield. The pass rush from Waverly gets to him, and it'll be a loss of 3, a 4th down and 11 now for the Dogs, and it's decision time. I personally wouldn't be opposed to seeing Parker Lambert try a 50-yard field goal, but I doubt that will be the case. And Andy Kraft comes to the sideline as well as Spiegelmeyer, so it looks like Hickman County might be playing the field position game. And John Michael Lewis set to punt things away to Waverly, looking to pin him deep. The snap is low, fielded by Lewis, but it's a fake. He keeps it. He's going to run toward the sideline and shove that out of bounds near the 30s, so you have to admire the creativity there, but nothing going for the Dogs, but a penalty is thrown. And it looks like that was a sideline warning issued to the Tigers. So, of course, Aiden, from here in the press box, we can't hear the words that are exchanged. We can't see the gestures that are made, so we have to trust the official's judgment on that one. And it will still be a first down for Waverly at the 32-yard line of their own. So 1st and 10, Span. Motions Williams. Jet touch pass to the right. Cuts back inside. And that man can run. Has the first down, spins down. Past the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Number 2, Dominic Williams takes it
As
up
Williams takes to about the 46.
to the Waverly 46-yard line, first down Tigers.
So an explosive play for the Tigers to start this series. So Waverly, Aiden, has been able to string together some big chunk plays, but they haven't been able to do it in succession. They've had them here and there. They've been sort of spotty, but if Waverly wants to find the end zone, they got to put them together. Snap. Span fires quick out to the right as the quarter expires. And the pass to Williams goes for about 3. So it'll be a 2nd down and 7 as the first quarter comes to a close. And at the end of 1, your score, Hickman County 7, Waverly 0. We'll be right back after this break.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family, Heritage Bank and Trust, and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
And welcome back to WNKX live on YouTube, Facebook, and the radio. Right now we are watching the Hickman County Bulldogs play host to the Waverly Central Tigers in some Friday night football. Hickman County currently leads at the start of our second quarter, 7-0. So it was a first quarter that looked like Hickman County was going to run away with, but Waverly made some big defensive stands, got a turnover, and now their offense is trying to put together some chunk plays, Aiden.
Yeah, Josh, Waverly at first seemed kind of frazzled, but now they seem more confident. And as a Hickman County fan, I mean, Hickman County Bulldogs have to realize that, and they have to make some plays of their own.
So here we go, our second quarter, about to be underway. Span in the gun for the Tigers. Snap, high snap, corralled, keeps it right. And he's got some room, goes to the sideline, and he has run out of bounds into Hickman territory at the 43. And that will be enough to move the chains. That's another Waverly first down. And they have been using Span's legs a lot thus far in this first half, and it's had a fair amount of success, so Hickman County needing to adjust and adapt and understand the quarterback, while he primarily can be a passer, he can run as well. Span snaps, feeds up the middle. Running back lowers the shoulder, but he's met by a pack of dogs, and he's not going much further. And he'll get about a couple of yards on the play. 2nd down and 8. That was
Sims and Warren on the play.
Jackson Smith there, one of the guys on the tackle. That was number 37, Logan Herbison, on the carry. So 2nd down and 8 after the Herbison carry. High snap, tipped, on the ground, loose, and Span falls on it. And he falls on the fumble at his 46-yard line. So that'll be a loss of 5. 3rd down and 13 coming up now for the Tigers. So Hickman County has been given a lot of gifts from this Waverly front here with the muff snaps, and you know, Waverly probably could be making a lot more progress now offensively if they could just calm down and do the little things. So Span in the gun, 2 receivers wide left, 1 to the right. Snap, he's going to throw, drops back the pass, pressure coming, fires over the middle, falls short, incomplete. Was looking for Dominic Williams, and that will bring up a 4th down. And that will bring out the Waverly punting unit. number 44, Brody Davis, the senior, to kick things away. The snap on the money. The kick is away, and it's a booming punt. And it takes a Waverly bounce inside the 10, down at the 7-yard line. So a fantastic punt there by Waverly. Hickman County backed up, but of course the Dogs have no problem marching 93 yards if need be.
Congratulations to Rachel Puckett, who won the meet at East Hickman High School. Carly Everett also finished in the top 5. Judd Rochelle was the best finisher for the boys team as he finished 12th. So congratulations to our cross-country teams.
We'd also like to congratulate the Hickman County Middle School football team, who had a big win last night, 20-16 over Houston County, a hard-fought game. We are back here on back-to-back nights, but there's no place I'd rather be than right here. Snap, Kraft, gives to McCaleb. Oh, and a big hit he takes, looked like to his helmet, and a flag is thrown on the field. Looked like maybe a holding call in the backfield. And it will be a holding against the Bulldogs. So that'll back him up half the distance to the goal. Replay first down. So the Dogs now, previously at their own 7, now inside their 5-yard line. Spot them at the 4. So Hickman County not doing themselves any favors here to start this possession. Kraft, snap, gives on the sweep. Note that was Jaden Street there on the carry. Gets up to the 8-yard line, so gets the penalty yards back and then some. It's about 4 yards on the carry. 2nd down and 9 now for the Dogs.
And Josh, if you're Hickman County, you don't want to be really on this side of the field, but they're not going to do anything crazy. They're going to keep the fundamentals right, and they're going to run the ball properly and make the right play.
Absolutely. I don't see Hickman County taking many just huge risks, at least at this part of the field. Maybe they give themselves some breathing room. We might see the Dogs start to open up the playbook a little bit. Kraft under center. Snaps. A little bit of deception there. The ball's given up the middle to McCaleb, and the ball's out. Picked up by Waverly. So after a phenomenal week last week for Braden McCaleb, it has not been a good start tonight for that young man. His 2nd fumble on the game. So Hickman County needs to tighten things up just a little bit, but now Waverly in prime position to tie this game up with 8 minutes and 35 seconds to play in this first half. So Waverly will start off 1st and goal. Ball spotted at the 8-yard line. Span in the gun. Motions Williams. Jet toss. Williams has blockers. Pushes forward and rolls on into the end zone for a touchdown, Tigers.
And Josh, Hickman County, so far, Waverly is carrying the momentum here in the 2nd quarter, and Hickman County needs to turn that around, and I know the coaching staff knows that. I know the guys know that, but they really need to come in here and change the playbook a little bit.
So the PAT being attempted now by the Tigers, looking to tie things up. Snap, good, hold, good, kick is up, and it's right down the middle. We are tied here at Hickman County High School, 7-7.
And Josh, if you're Hickman County, you cannot hang your head. I mean, we still have 7 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter, and there's a lot of this game left to be played.
Absolutely, and really everything that has gone wrong for Hickman County has been completely self-induced thus far. They've shot themselves in the foot multiple times with either penalties or turnovers, so if Hickman County can once again get back to doing what they did last week, playing fundamental, sound football, there's really no reason to panic yet by any means. So I believe they're having some clock troubles, Aiden. The clock reads 7:07, but there was a lot of time that ran off there in between the point after try and now getting the ball set. So we lost quite a few seconds here, so maybe they'll work to rectify that. And they do put some time back on the clock. They put 8 minutes and 14 seconds. And the kick is away, and it's a booming kick. Bounces inside the 20. Fielded. There's a lot of Tigers there to meet him, and he's wrangled. And there's a pile right there for the ball carrier. And Armstrong is taken down just shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line. And we gave credit earlier to Hickman County student Braden Chesser, who was working our camera. Now we have other Hickman County student Cooper Tidwell working it. So we're so thankful and grateful for these students here at Hickman County High School that do such great work for us here at WNKX to make sure your Hickman County game day viewing experience is the best that it can be. And speaking of students, I am joined on commentary tonight by Aiden Weber, who was with us last week, and we're so thankful for him being with us as well. Hickman County now on offense. Spiegelmeyer, far left. Kraft keeps it, has some blocks. Drugged down, still on his feet. Keeping that low center of gravity, surges forward down to the 43-yard line for a Hickman County first down, a flag on the field. And it looked like the flag was thrown the moment Andy was first starting to be taken down by his jersey. Maybe that's what they got the flag for there.
And Josh, that play right there just shows the strength of Andy Kraft. I mean, they had a hard time getting that young man down.
Holding call against the Bulldogs.
And it's a holding call against Hickman County, and the call there sort of confuses me. I mean, just because of where the flag was thrown. It looked like it was thrown where Andy was, and we didn't see too many guys around him there, so. But we have to trust the official discretion. So that first down carry by Kraft will be backed up to the 28-yard line. They'll replay first down, 1st and 11. Hickman County, Kraft under center, Spiegelmeyer wide right. Motion Spiegelmeyer, left to right, snap. It's a jet sweep. Spiegelmeyer's got some room, lowers his shoulder, still on his feet. And he's finally taken down at the 32, and that was a loud piece of contact there, Aiden. We could hear that from up here. So Spiegelmeyer with a tough run, gets about 4 yards on the carry, the jet sweep. So a 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs. Hickman County looking to keep things moving. Now Hutchison in the backfield behind Kraft. Snap, give, up the middle. McCaleb has some room into Tiger territory. Stutter steps and dives forward inside the Tiger 40-yard line. Mark him down at the 37-yard line for a Hickman County first down. And Aiden, I love the trust that this coaching staff has in McCaleb, regardless of the fumble. They still say, you're a big piece of our team. We're not going to take you out of the formula by any means. We're going to trust you to do better, make the play. That's exactly what he did. What a play by Braden McCaleb. So Hickman County first down in Waverly territory. Kraft motions Armstrong, gives to Armstrong, follows his blocks, bounces outside around the edge, has some room, stops, cuts back inside, still on his feet. And that's another Hickman County first down. What a carry by Armstrong. It seemed like he was only going to get about 3 or 4, but man, Hickman County has a roster full of tough runners.
Yeah, Josh. Armstrong has shown in this game and last week at Harpeth the acceleration that he has and the speed that he has. That is just some raw talent.
Absolutely. You can't teach acceleration. That's something you're born with. And Aiden, I tell you what, Josh Copley was not born with that ability. That's why I'm up here. So the Hickman County Bulldogs have the ball first down at the 24 of Waverly. They're knocking on the door. And whistles are blown, flags fly, perhaps a false start. waiting for the official ruling. So the officials congregating in the middle of the field, discussing what the call is. Still talking things over.
As we wait to find out what's happening, we want to remind you.
And now they're bringing in the back official and the sideline judge to come to the middle of the field to talk over this penalty. So whatever it was, Aiden, it must not have been too obvious on the field.
Definitely, Josh. And as we go back to talking about Braden McCaleb, I mean, as you said, he had 2 fumbles earlier in this game, but the coaching staff know they can trust him. They're not letting those mistakes get to this team.
Today and follow along with
So the officials now break their own huddle, and the flag is waved off. It'll be 1st and 10, still at the 24. Snap. Kraft gives to Street. Street tries to bounce around the edge, but he's taken down. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 for Hickman County.
2nd and 9 coming up for Hickman County.
So we haven't seen that explosivity of Jaden Street just yet in this game, but of course with 5:20 to go in this second quarter and with a whole other half remaining, we still have plenty of time for Street to show what he's all about.
Definitely, Josh. And just talking to Street, I mean, he had a great game last week, but it's not just on one player. I mean, it's the whole team, and that's what our guys know, and that they're going to try to play as one this season.
Well, that's what we discussed last week. It's like this Hickman County team is a multi-headed dragon who, if you can't rely on one guy, maybe he's having an off night, you got 4 or 5 other guys that can also make big plays as well, and that's what we're seeing from Hickman County thus far this season. Kraft snaps, give up the middle. A big hole opens, and he's going to the house. Touchdown! Braden McCaleb, give him 6.
Great job there, Josh, by Braden McCaleb. I mean, he's done great so far. I mean, he had a off game at the beginning, but he has definitely shifted that momentum for Hickman County here in the second quarter.
I mean, after those plays, Aiden, do you think he's still thinking about those fumbles?
Definitely not, Josh. He is looking ahead and ahead of this game.
A very confident young man. And Lambert's PAT is up, and it's right down the middle. So Hickman County now leads 14-7 over Waverly with 5:03 left to play in the first half. And Aiden, I want to give credit where it's due to McCaleb on that last play. A great run, but those holes don't open up without those offensive linemen up front. That was some great blocking to give McCaleb that lane, but also great vision by McCaleb to see those holes open up as well. So some great team football all around there by the Hickman County offense to net that touchdown. And so far, Aiden, things looking good for Parker Lambert. 2 for 2 thus far on his extra point attempts.
Before the game, FCA hosted their annual Luau tailgate party and cornhole tournament. We want to congratulate our cornhole tournament winners, Talon Smith and Keegan Dotson. Congratulations to Talon and Keegan, who defeated Tyler McKinnon and Carter Goodwin in the championship game. So congratulations, Keegan and Talon.
So Lambert set to kick things away for the Bulldogs after that touchdown by McCaleb. And here we go. The kick is away, a high kick, not as far as we're used to seeing it. Bounce to the 25, fielded by Waverly. And he's got some room, cuts back, has some space into Bulldog territory, and is finally chased down by the kicker, Parker Lambert. As we know, a lot of times, Aiden, in practice, kickers show up, they kick their PATs, they kick their field goals, and they go home. But Parker Lambert right there showing that there is more to a kicker than just putting the ball through the uprights. He can be physical, What a tackle right there, potentially a touchdown saving tackle by Parker Lambert. Don't say that very often about kickers, but what a play.
And Josh, you can just tell with that play the work that Parker Lambert puts in to this Hickman County Dogs team.
Learning how to tackle, learning how to be physical doesn't come overnight. It shows the hard work he's been putting in. But Waverly, though, with a nice return, set up shop in dog territory at the 42. Snap, give up the middle. Had a lane, but it closes quickly. Jackson Smith there on the tackle. Sims as well there with the assist. He'll get a couple of yards. 2nd down and 8 now for the Tigers. Now that the sun has finally set, Aiden, things are starting to feel a little bit better up here in this press box with the sun beating down on us, the breeze blowing. It's a good night for some football.
Definitely, Josh, you can definitely feel it. It's more relaxful, it seems like.
So 2nd down and 8 now for the Tigers. Span, play action, looks to fire. Over the middle, caught by Williams.
Pass is complete. Williams going to be close to a first down, straight in on the tackle.
And I believe he'll be just shy of the line to gain 3rd down and about a yard. 3rd down and a couple of feet maybe to move the sticks. And that was a tough pass there by Span. Not a whole lot of room to fit that ball in on the run. A little bit against his body. But a tough pass sets him up for a 3rd down and very, very manageable. Snap. They're going to feed up the middle. 1st down and more for the Tigers. Still on his feet and dives down inside the 25. They'll mark him down at the 22.
There on the run for Waverly. That'll be a 1st down Tigers.
Harbison on that last carry, and he'll get the ball again on 1st down. On the inside zone play up the middle. And it gets down to the 16-yard line, gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers.
2nd down and 4 coming up for Waverly.
So the special teams unit of Waverly setting up their offense in great field position here. And Waverly not blinking. I mean, that was a big touchdown by McCaleb and the Bulldogs in the last drive, and Waverly not panicking, just going on the field and doing their thing on offense. But they still have about 20 or so yards to go to find the end zone. Man in motion, snap. Fakes it to Williams. Fires to the corner, and he just lets it fly to the front left pylon.
And that'll bring up 3rd down and 4. .237 to go in the first half. Bulldogs lead.
So looking for his receiver out left, but well covered by the Dogs.
3rd down and 4 coming up for Waverly.
But now it's a 3rd and 4, potentially 4 down territory here. So maybe they keep the ball on the ground for this 3rd down and set up a 4th and manageable if they don't convert the 1st down on this play. But Span will be in the gun.
I saw you down there. I appreciate it.
Snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Goes around the left side. Jump cut, dives forward, down around the 10, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Yes, it will, as the officials direct the chain gang to make the walk.
It'll be 1st down and 10 at the 11.
So we mark down just shy of the 10, mark him down at the 11-yard line so they can get one more 1st down before it's goal to go territory. So Ralston out wide for the Tigers. Span in the gun. Snap. Play action. Fires over the middle, a low ball, and it's incomplete. A tough effort there by Williams. But the ball just slightly underthrown by Span. So now we're starting to see Waverly on this drive not afraid to go to the air. They're just trying to settle in Span, letting him get more comfortable here on the road. So quarterback in the gun, 2 receivers left. Running back flanking the quarterback in the backfield. Snap. Keeper up the middle. and there wasn't a lane there. He was doing good enough just to get that back to the line of scrimmage, but he'll actually net a couple of yards on that carry. Look, Hickman County had it read, but a nice job there by Spann to get a positive gain. So it'll be about a yard on the carry, 3rd down and 9 for Waverly. We've got just over a minute and a half to play in the second quarter. Snap. Play action over the middle. That ball is caught.
That ball is caught.
And he looks to be just shy of the line to gain.
Street and Kraft in.
So it seems like every time Spann has gone to the outside hashes trying to throw the ball, hasn't been very successful, but he's found most of his success over the middle. So expect to see that more throughout this game. So 4th down, they'll mark him a few yards short, about 2 to go, and they're staying on the field offensively. The whistle blows, timeout taken on the field by Waverly with 60 seconds to play in the first half.
After this timeout. The Dogs will be back in action at home here in just a few weeks.
So the last time, Aiden, we saw Hickman County have to defend a 4th and short situation, we saw Waverly elect to go with the quarterback sneak. They just plowed ahead, lowered their shoulders to try to get the yardage. But now being a couple of yards short, it's more than just a few inches. So do you think we see Spann here keeping himself, go under center? Do you think we see a quarterback draw where he just snaps it, runs it himself? Or do we see potentially a give here on 4th down? Seems like they can go a number of different ways on this 4th down play.
Josh, I'm not really sure with what Waverly will do, but I know for the Dogs, I mean, we're up 14-7, and we have less than a minute to go in this first half. And if you're Hickman County, you don't want to go into that second half 14-14. So I know they're making a play to get a stop, so it looks better for us going into the second half.
And I believe that stop starts with being ready for anything. Expect the unexpected, whether it's potentially a pass on a 4th and short, or whether it's a jet sweep to the outside or a jet touch pass, whatever it might be. Hickman County defense, they have to be ready. So here we go. Both teams out on the field after the timeout. 4th down and 2 at the 4-yard line. A pivotal play here. Spann in the gun, running back to his left. They got Bunch to the right. Snap, high snap. He's going to keep it up the gut. He's going to plow ahead, and he's in the end zone for a Waverly touchdown. A little bit awkward there, as it seemed like everyone just stopped and stood still. No means of celebration, but it's a touchdown all the same, and Waverly cuts the lead down to a point. A PAT makes it a tie ball game. So Hickman County loading that far side, looking to come after this PAT. And the whistle blows, and a flag is thrown.
Flag on the field. Offsides on Hickman.
I was like, it will be offsides against Hickman County. So Hickman County trying to move around motion, got a little jumpy and jumped the gun there, and that will move this PAT just a little bit closer. And now they're set up shop at the 1-yard line. Aiden, they're going to keep the offense out on the field. They're going to attempt the 2-point conversion to try to take the lead. And with how well they've been in these short yard situations, I think it's a smart play.
Definitely, Josh. And let's see what Waverly, if they can be successful on this play here.
And you got to watch out for Spann on the quarterback keeper. They got Harbison in the backfield with him. Snap. Same play, keeper up the middle, and he coasts on in. An easy 2-point conversion there for the Tigers, and they will take a 15-14 lead with 55 seconds to play in the first half.
So here, Josh, Waverly is up 15-14, and if you're Hickman County, this is not really what you want, but we cannot hang our heads. We have a whole another half to play, and let's see if we can get something going here going into the halftime.
And of course, Aiden, last week we saw how fast Hickman County can score. A minute is still a lot of time for this team, especially when you have 3 timeouts in your back pocket. So I don't think Hickman County is just going to sit on this and knee out the half. I think we're going to see some big offensive plays here, trying to force the ball downfield to find the end zone and take some momentum into the half, because Waverly here, playing Hickman County very tough, even here on the road. And as we mentioned, this year, not the same Hickman County team, but also on the other side, this isn't the same Waverly team either. They are very dynamic offensively. They have a lot of guys that can catch and go. Dominic Williams, one of them. Their quarterback, Bryce Spann, so athletic as well, can throw, can run himself, and they've got a big back in Harbison as well, so they can attack from all sides as well. Hickman County going to need to adjust. But something tells me, Aiden, there will be a lot more points to be scored in this game from both sides. And the kick is away, a low line drive towards the left side of the field. It bounces, rolls towards the sideline, fielded and picked up. So a squib kick there, fielded by McCaleb, and gets it out to the 27-yard line.
52 seconds to go in the half.
So 52 seconds for the Dogs. Andy Kraft trotting out onto the field. And Aiden, we haven't seen much out of Hutchison this game. I expect to see him get involved. I mean, when you need an explosive play, I think that's the guy you turn to.
Definitely, Josh. And it seems like so far Hickman County's kind of had a slower pace game, and maybe that's the pressure that Waverly has put on them. But hopefully in the next half that we have, Hickman County will find something on the offensive.
Agreed, Aiden. I think they'll need to up the ante a little bit here offensively. Kraft motions his man, snaps. Gives to Spiegelmeyer. Not a lot of blocking, but he cuts inside, still on his feet. Waverly tried to strip it away, and Spiegelmeyer was laying on the ground. And the officials should mark him down, I would hope, but there is a flag on the field. Waiting for the official decision here. And they will say it was a fumble against Hickman County. Are you serious? I mean, Aiden, it looked like he was on the ground. Well, and Waverly, a gift given to them there. 1st and 10 and going the other way, 37 seconds, and they have time to pad on to this lead. And a timeout is called on the field. And it will be Coach Pat Smith and the Dogs taking their first timeout to try to talk things over, trying to keep the score right where it is going into the half.
And right there, Josh, it looked like Spiegelmeyer was down, but you know, sometimes we don't agree with the call with the ref, but we can't hang our heads. I mean, we still have a lot of game to be played, and Hickman County can't hang their heads like they probably would have last season. They have to make sure the shift in the game is on their favor.
Yeah, absolutely, Aiden. I couldn't have said it better myself. And, you know, whether you like the call, you dislike the call, you agree or disagree, that doesn't change the reality. The reality is it's a first down for Waverly at the 34 in Bulldog territory. So now the question is, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with what's been given to you with the hand you've been dealt? And Hickman County very stout defensively. And it seems like Coach Smith has some words with the official back there, probably voicing his displeasure a little bit with what just transpired. Unfortunately, we don't have replay technology here, Aiden, because I think we probably would have seen the challenge flag thrown right there if we did. But Spann will be in the gun for the Tigers. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap, wants to throw, drops back, pressure coming, but it's picked up. McCaleb in pursuit, and he's going to run, and he'll have a first down. He coasts out of bounds. And he'll be inside the 25, near the 20-yard line.
That's a Waverly first down on the quarterback keeper. 28 seconds to go.
So 28 seconds to play. Waverly, a big chunk play to start this possession. Still plenty of time for them to find the end zone. The ball will be spotted down at the 24 of Hickman County. So Ralston, the man far right for Waverly. 2 receivers left. Quarterback in the gun. Spann wants to throw again. Good protection. Check down over the middle. Caught, but quickly taken down.
Smith on the coverage.
Smith was there on the coverage, the man who brought him down. and a timeout will be called by Waverly. It'll be their second timeout of the half. They've got one more in their pocket, Aiden, so Hickman County, if they can force them to run out the rest of this clock, I think, you would have liked to be able to score on that last drive, but turnovers happen. But now I think you have to look at the best case scenario, and that is making sure you go into halftime at a 15-14 ball game. Now, Hickman County, while you may be trailing by 1 point, if you can have a big defensive stand here and keep the Tigers out of the end zone, that defensive momentum could definitely translate over to the offense at the start of the third quarter. I mean, Hickman County does get the ball back, so no reason to hang your head or panic whatsoever. So Hickman County's defense back on the field, so is Waverly's offense. So quarterback in the gun, 2 receivers left, no one to the right, running back next to his QB. Snap, wants to throw it again. Good protection, has time, rolls left, keeps up the middle, flag thrown on the field, and he is wrapped up and taken down.
There is a flag on the field brought down.
So usually, Aiden, we see those flags in the backfield. It's more than likely holding. But some great protection by that Waverly front. Now, of course, that extra bit of time they gave him at the end was due to that holding call that was just signaled by the officials. That will back Waverly up 10 yards after a modest gain from Spann. So now with 13 seconds left, they're backed up now to 30. That's a big penalty for Hickman County because that means Waverly's job to score has got a little bit more difficult. And a timeout will be called by the Tigers, their third and final timeout, to prevent the clock from winding down. So 30 yards to go on no timeouts. They have to find out of bounds quickly after a reception, or Aiden, they'll have to go all or nothing. We haven't seen Spann air it out yet. We've seen a lot of short passes over the middle, some out in the flat, but we haven't seen how strong his arm really is. And on a 2nd and 15 coming up from the dog 30, we might have to see Spann let it fly.
Definitely, Josh, and I think that what we'll say, I mean, we have 13 seconds left, and Hickman County needs to watch for that, and we need to keep it 14-15 going into half.
But Hickman County has some good DBs back there, of course, Street and Kraft and Hutchison as well, guarding these receivers deep. So 2 receivers right, 1 left. They spread the field here, Spann in the gun. Snap, wants to throw, rolls right, has time, lets it fly to the corner, has Williams. That throw is on the money for a touchdown, Tigers. And Aiden, of course, you have to give credit where it's due. That was just a phenomenal throw by Bryce Spann.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, Waverly, the game is in their favor right now, but luckily, after 6 seconds, we will be going into halftime, and hopefully the coaching staff can talk to our Hickman County boys and try to get something going in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely, Aiden. And this PAT is a big one because if it's made, that makes it an 8-point game, which forces Hickman County to score and go for 2, as opposed to just relying on Lambert's PAT. The snap, good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle.
6 seconds to go in the half. Tigers lead.
So with 6 seconds to go in the half, Waverly now leads Hickman County 22-14. And Aiden, if this game right here doesn't tell you that you cannot judge teams based on how they performed last year, this is it. I mean, Waverly is already coming close to eclipsing the amount of points they put up last year in just the first half alone this year. So Waverly definitely ready to go, a talented team on that side, but Hickman County, just because they trail by 8 points at the end of the first half doesn't mean they're not going to come out with a fire ready to play and come back into this game in a second. But with 6 seconds, we know Hickman County has some electric return men back there that can take it all the way to the house, so these could be a very long and crucial 6 seconds. And folks, here at the half, we will be stepping away on YouTube and Facebook, so if you want to take that time to get some refreshments, the break will be about 10 minutes. That me and Aiden will be stepping away, but we encourage you after that 10 minutes is expired, you come back with us here on YouTube and Facebook to watch the second half for what should be a thrilling conclusion. So now they're waiting to set up the ball here to kick things away. So the whistle sounds and we're ready to kick things away. Waverly boots it deep, angling towards the right side. That ball will bounce out of bounds. So that will be a kick out of bounds penalty on the field, so they will get the ball at the 35. So now, Aiden, what I'm expecting here, I'm not expecting Hickman County to just knee the clock out, but I'm expecting probably something more conservative like a run play to see if you can get something to break big.
Oh, definitely, Josh. But, I mean, you never know with the talent of Andy Kraft and the talent of all of our guys out there. You never know with 6 seconds what could happen in this play.
Absolutely. So certainly if you're Waverly on the defensive side, you can't give up either. You have to understand that Hickman County is going to do their best to get that touchdown back. So there's no kneeling formation here. Still the wing T, Kraft under center. Motion Street, snaps, it's a toss. The ball's loose, and Street has to just fall on it. And that'll probably be the end of the first half, and yes, it will. Not wanting to take any more risks at the end of the first half. Your score, Waverly 22, Hickman County 14. Hickman will receive the second half kickoff. Still a lot of ball to be played. Folks, we'll be taking a 10-minute break, and we will be back. But first, a word from our sponsor before our halftime intermission. Thank you for tuning in here on WNKX on YouTube and Facebook.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family. Heritage Bank and Trust and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
Welcome back to WNKX, live on YouTube and Facebook tonight for this presentation of Friday Night Lights here at Hickman County High School. The Hickman County Bulldogs are hosting the Waverly Central Tigers, and your score right now as we're about to begin the third quarter, Waverly 22, Hickman County 14. And Aiden, at the beginning of that last half, it looked like Hickman County was really setting the tone. Waverly seemed to only be going backwards offensively. Hickman County's defense looked impenetrable, but then Hickman County's offense started giving away some momentum. We saw 3 turnovers in that first half. Now, the third one, a little bit questionable. I mean, a lot of the fans, if you ask them, they'd tell you that Spiegelmeyer was down, but that's not what the call was. So that's not the reality of it. The reality is there were 3 fumbles, and Waverly was able to capitalize off of them. This Waverly team, not a bad team by any means, but now with Hickman County getting the ball to start the second half, this is where you have to take that momentum back.
Definitely, Josh. Momentum is key in any kind of sport game, but a lot of people think as the second half as a new game. So maybe they can just forget about what happened in the first half and just recharge themselves and just play better, play fundamental football as they're taught and as they practice.
Yes, sirree. It's a new ball game, and Waverly has an 8-point head start is how you got to look at it. And I'm sure Andy Kraft going to be determined. And Aiden, I would kill to be a fly on the wall during that halftime discussion. I'm wondering what the locker room was like at the half, what game plan was made, what adjustments were made. And here we go with second half football here from Hickman County High School. The kick fielded at the 10 by Braden Armstrong. Past the 20 at the 25. Tries to cut back, but he's hit and dropped. But forward progress will get him back to the 25-yard line. So Waverly in hot pursuit on special teams, keeping Armstrong contained. Once again, I'd like to give a very special shout out to Matthew Dotson at Hickman County High School in his AV class. He has had some wonderful students help us out here at WNKX with our production. We've had Braden Chesser and Cooper Tidwell helping us out on camera tonight. Of course, my broadcast partner, Aiden Weber, also a student at Hickman County High School. Can't quite imagine how this would go without them. So 1st and 10 for the Dogs to start the third quarter at their own 25. Kraft motions Hutchison. Snap. Give. Hutchison. Oh my goodness! And he is blasted out of bounds by Bryce Spann, and that was a nasty hit. But Hutchison seems okay, springs up to his feet and walks it off, but my word. Now, will they get him for targeting or a late hit out of bounds? It looked like there was a lot of contact to the head, but I don't believe Spann led with the crown of his helmet.
But Josh, as Taylor Hutchison just kind of shook it off and walked off, that just shows the incredible strength that young man has.
So it is not a targeting call, although the whiplash on Hutchison's head would make you think so. But it will be a personal foul for the late hit out of bounds. All the same, 1st down and 10 for the Dogs, and that'll move them up a long way, up to the 46-yard line of their own.
1st and 10 for the Bulldog 46.
So 1st and 10 for the Dogs. Give up the middle. That's McCaleb plowing forward down to the 50-yard line. Gets about 4 on the carry. 2nd down and 6 now for the Dogs.
Once again, we appreciate you for coming out tonight and supporting HCHS.
And Aiden, as I was walking down during the halftime break, I was shocked at how many Hickman County fans were. I guess I shouldn't have been surprised, but these fans were shoulder to shoulder, young and old alike. What a great crowd. It really warms your heart seeing the community come out to support these young men. So 2nd down and medium for the Dogs. Kraft under center. Snap. A lot of motion. Gives Street on the sweep. Darts forward. Has some blockers. Still on his feet. Down to the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down inside the 40 at the 39, but there is a flag on the field. And it looks like an illegal shift on the Dogs. So last week, Aiden, we said, it's the 3 guarantees in life: death, taxes, and a holding on a long explosive play. That time it was the illegal shift that got the Dogs. So I don't think we've seen an illegal shift penalty thus far in the season. This might be our first one. So second down and 11 for the Dogs after the McCaleb carry. Spiegelmeyer goes out wide right. He has 1 second to get this play off, and the whistle blows, and delay of game is called against Hickman County. So some lack of communication there for the Bulldogs, not prepared for that second down and long play. And that'll back them up now second down and 16 at their own 40. And that just shows how detrimental penalties are, Aiden. I mean, they went from having first down at the opponent's 40-yard line, now second down and 60 from their own 40. So how will the Dogs get this yardage back? Spiegelmeyer bolts out right. Snap. It's going to be a give to Street. Darts up the middle. What acceleration! Surges down to the 49-yard line. And they get a lot of that penalty yardage back. What a carry by Street. It'll be a third down and 7, but third and 7 a lot more manageable than third and 16, Aiden. So Hickman County now can really play for 4-down territory if they don't convert on this third down play.
Definitely, Josh. And as we talked about, the quick players on our Bulldog team, you have Braden Armstrong, you have Jaden Street, Taylor Hutchison. They have really made an impact in this game so far.
Snap, give. It's going to be Hutchison that runs, and another just shaky tackle. Hutchison was taken down very high there around the shoulder pads. The fans didn't like it, but no flag on the play. But let's see about the penalty marker that was thrown.
Called against Hickman County.
So Hickman County was not lined up properly. They were lined up offsides. Don't see an offensive offsides all too often, but there was an example of one. So that'll make it a third down and 12 for the Bulldogs. Jaden Street subbing out for the Dogs. Braden Armstrong coming in. So Hickman needing a chunk play here. Snap. Kraft rolls right, wants to throw. Wrapped up. And he's taken down and sacked. So it'll be a fourth and forever for the Bulldogs, and that will more than likely force a punt.
And Josh, I think you have to give credit where credit is due. Waverly is putting the pressure on Hickman County so far.
Yeah, absolutely, Aiden, and we saw that right there. I mean, Andy Kraft, who usually is so hard to bring down when he gets his legs moving there, trying to roll out to make a pass play, but nothing going there, and they're able to contain him and wrap him up and bring him down. So Lewis here to punt things away. And the rugby-style punt's a low laser beam of a kick. Bounces out of bounds.
Lewis there with the punt. Waverly.
They'll mark it down at the 30-yard line, and that's where Waverly will start things off with their first possession in the third quarter.
In the third quarter, Dogs trail 14-22.
So that first possession there, not exactly what you'd hope for if you're Hickman County offensively, but now we get to see what defensive adjustments they make, and it might be up to that defense to get them back into this game.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, as the old saying goes, defense wins championships, so maybe the defensive team is what Hickman County needs tonight.
Yeah, and whenever your offense is lacking momentum, that's when you have to rely on that defense to step up and provide the spark. So Span in the gun. Snap. Give. It's a little end-around play to Williams. Stiff arm, but that's not going to stop Andy Kraft from bringing him down behind the line of scrimmage for a big loss.
Makes the ball carry down for a loss of 1 on the play. Sorry, loss of 6.
So that's a loss of 6 there, and Aiden, that's exactly the spark this team was needing there. Dominic Williams, as we've seen for Waverly, is such an electric playmaker. He's big, he's strong, he's fast. But Andy right there, a one-on-one tackling situation, able to wrap him up and bring him down regardless of the stiff arm that was being thrown.
And Josh, Andy has shown in this game and last week at Harpeth that he's talented on the offensive and defensive end, as we saw in that play.
Snap, play action, wants to throw. Pressure coming, has to step up and run. Gets out to the left, still on his feet. But Armstrong wraps him up and brings him down behind the line.
And that'll be another loss of 5 on the play.
That'll be another loss of 5 in Hickman County's defense. Is starting to become relentless, and we saw last week they were at their best when it felt like they were all over the field, like you couldn't find a single crease or an opening against this defense. And if Hickman County keeps this up throughout the second half, the offense will definitely catch on eventually.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, the defense so far has done great, and that's what offense will need later.
But on 3rd and 19, you can't get beat over the top. Span rolls out, wants to pass, looking, nothing there, scanning, tucks it, jump cut inside, but he is hit and brought down by McCaleb. It was John Michael Lewis and Braden McCaleb there on the tackle.
Tigers have it 4th and long from their own 30.
And Aiden, I love how the Bulldog defense was looking ahead there. They weren't, because they know how dangerous Span can be in open space. They were looking, they were protecting downfield, so he didn't have anywhere to go. His eyes couldn't see anything. He had to eventually tuck it, take what he could get, and that was only just a few yards. And that brings out the punting unit. The snap is high, but picked up, and the punt is away, a low kick. Bounces at the 45, rolls inside the Bulldog 40, and it will die at the 36-yard line. So Hickman County's defense does their job, and now it's time for the offense to play their part. 6 minutes and 24 seconds to play in this 3rd quarter. Your score, Waverly 22, Hickman County 14.
Bulldog fans, it is time for your weekly reminder that we are just 118 days away from Christmas 2025. 118 days away. Go ahead and start your Christmas shopping and decorating now. First down.
We just heard the Hickman County PA announcer Matthew Dotson announce that we are 118 days away from Christmas. Someone is definitely already in the holiday spirit, and why not? It is the most wonderful time of the year, but I enjoy this time right here. Watch some Bulldog football, and Jaden Street just trucked a man. And he goes down beyond the 40, just shy of the 45. They'll mark him down at the 44-yard line.
Second down and 1 coming up.
My goodness, Jaden Street, what a physical runner. I would not want to be in front of that man when his speed starts to pick up. So second down and short, about a yard to go for the first down. Snap, gives to Armstrong. Spins, but he's met by a few Tigers there, and depends on where they spot him. It looked like he got to the 50, but I'm not sure where they'll spot it.
Armstrong loss of 1 on the play.
And he'll lose 1. So I suppose forward progress doesn't exist here at high school football. So now it's a 3rd and 2 after the loss of 1, supposedly. And a flag is thrown as they tried to get a sub off the field. It might have been 12 men on the field defensively. Let's see what the officials call. And that will move the chains. That penalty will be against Waverly, so that'll be a first down at the Hickman County 48. So the Dogs getting a break there after receiving an unfortunate break. So that just shows good fortune go both ways. Give McCaleb Tries to cut back inside, but not a lot of room, and he has stood up there. And the whistle's blow, and that'll stop his forward progress. He'll get about a yard up to the 49-yard line. So McCaleb has been getting a heavy load of this Bulldog offense thus far in this game. He has been called upon seemingly the most here, specifically when they have to go up the middle. And Kraft doesn't like what he sees, and a timeout is called by Hickman County with 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go in our third quarter. That will be Hickman County's first of the half.
And Josh, up here in the press box, we can't see anything, but with the high IQ of football that Andy Kraft has, he definitely saw something he didn't like, which is why he called the timeout. So that shows the maturity that he has in the game of football.
Yeah, of course, Aiden. And also, with the turnover, tendencies of Hickman County in this game, you certainly don't want to run a play that you don't like, because that miscommunication is exactly what causes more turnovers. So a very smart call by Andy Kraft there. Out of the timeout, 2nd down and 9 for the Dogs. Snap. They're going to give it. Armstrong cuts back, still on his feet, and he's taken down inside the 40. He's down to the Waverly 37, and that's a chain mover for the Dogs.
And as you said earlier, Josh, Armstrong's acceleration, he's just talented in that aspect of the game of football. He is just so quick, and you saw that definitely in that play, and he is such a key in our on our football team.
Now, I got to be honest with you, Aiden. It looked like for a brief moment I thought he was going to take that all the way. If he makes one more man miss, we might have seen it. But all the same, it's a Bulldog first down at the 37 of Waverly. So Hickman in plus territory, snaps, gives, Armstrong again, sideline spins, on his feet, he breaks away, and he's going to go all the way. Braden Armstrong for a Hickman County Bulldog touchdown. Braden Armstrong, have yourself a possession. Oh my goodness, and now the Bulldogs only trail by 2.
And Josh, I think everything you need to know about Braden Armstrong was shown in that play.
Absolutely. I mean, you want a ball carrier that has speed, you look to Braden Armstrong. You want a ball carrier that has power, you look to Braden Armstrong. You want a ball carrier that can break tackles, you look to Braden Armstrong. And he did all of those right there on that last carry. And now the Bulldogs only need a 2-point conversion to tie us up with 3:07 to play in the third quarter. Snap. Give. Street cuts back inside. And he is stopped short. He won't get in. So Hickman County still trails by 2. But, Aiden, even though they didn't convert the 2-point conversion, still a touchdown gives you the lead if you can get the ball back, and your defense has been looking good to start this third quarter.
report to the press box. Miss Claire Cochran, please report to the press box at this time.
So Lambert set to kick things away for the Dogs. And it's away, a high booming kick, fielded inside the 20, 25, 30. Tries to bounce the outside, cuts back upfield, has some room, breaks some tackles, jukes again, and he's taken down at the 49 after an impressive return.
Raise the kickoff. Up near midfield, and Waverly will start there, first and 10.
That was Jack Dacus there on the return for the Tigers, and that was an explosive return. The acceleration, the ability to make people miss was certainly impressive. But Hickman County able to save a touchdown, bringing him down. They'll mark him officially at the 48 of the Tigers. So the Dog defense, a very important possession coming up for Hickman County. This is where the resolve is tested of these young men. Looks like they're changing out footballs down there. Something they didn't like. So here we go. First and 10. Their own 48, the Tigers on offense. 3:07 to play in the third quarter. Snap. Throw over the middle. Caught by Williams. Up the seam. He's got room, and he's wrapped up and taken down from behind at the 30. That's a first down well into Hickman County territory. And Aiden, it really looks like Hickman County has had a hard time defending the middle of the field, especially with these passes.
Yes, Josh, that's something that they have struggled with in this game, and the coaching staff knows that's what they probably need to work on for next week's game.
So snap. They're going to give it this time up the middle. Has some room. Still on his feet. It's Harbison dragging some Bulldogs with him down inside the 15. They'll mark him down at the 13. And a Bulldog looks to be shaken up down there on the field. It looks to be number 5, Jaden Street, who's shaken up, and the trainers are coming out to examine him. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. It appeared he was clutching at his back a little bit, which you never want to see. And some of that tackle there was a bit unorthodox. There was a lot of guys going end over end there, so it's easy to get twisted up, and hopefully Street will be all right.
And hopefully, Josh, it's nothing too serious. I mean, injury is something that it's hard to prevent, but you hate to see it happen in a sports event.
And it's something you hate to see no matter who you cheer for, whether you're a Tiger fan, whether you're a Bulldog fan. These are still kids at the end of the day. You know, they go to classes, you know, they have friends like anyone else. You don't want to see them get shaken up. And I really appreciated on the far side seeing Waverly's fan base giving him a round of applause when he got back to his feet. A very nice gesture there by the Tiger faithful. So Street with his helmet off on the sideline. He's on his own 2 feet, so hopefully he'll be all right to return here in the near future. But they back up that play. There must have been a penalty down because they backed him up near the 40. I think it was a hold on the last play. So first and 20. It's going to be a keeper from Spann. Another flag comes out. Another hold, it looks like. Spann lowers his shoulder, plows forward, but he's stood up by a few Bulldogs at the 27-yard line. So that flag came in the backfield, which is more likely than not another hold. Well, how about that, Aiden? Make that 2, count them 2 illegal shift calls in this ballgame. So that'll back them up even further at the 45. It'll be a first down and 25 for this Waverly team. So after it looked like they were on the move after that Dominic Williams reception, now they're back to square one and then some. Spann in the gun, 2 receivers to the right. Running back flank him to his right. Snap. Give up the middle. Darts and dives. Has a lane. The Bulldogs able to wrap him up at the 36. So he'll get about 9 yards on the play.
16 to go.
And that was Eli Moran on the carry. So second down and 14 for the Dogs. Waverly got a chunk of that back, but still a ways to go. Snap. Give up the middle again. He's plowing ahead down to the 30.
Several Dogs in there on the tackle.
Close to the 30. But Hickman County has the ball. They think they have it. Waiting for the official decision.
Away with the ball, but they're saying he was down.
And they'll say he was down.
Third down and 11 to go here.
So it's third down and 11 for Waverly after the ruling by the officials. So a tough break for Hickman County, but you still have your opponent third and long. You have to stay locked in and get this stop and get off the field. So third and 11 here for the Bulldogs. On defense. Span in the gun. Harbison behind him. Snap. Play action. Throw over the middle. And he's wide open. And that's going to be a Waverly touchdown. So it seemed like Waverly recovering that fumble, or being ruled down rather, gave them all the momentum they needed. And it'll be 28-20 Tigers.
Josh, the momentum's definitely shifted in Waverly's side right now. Hopefully Hickman County can get something going. We have 31 seconds left here in the third quarter.
But if you're Hickman County, this PAT's big because the difference between a one-score game and a two-score game, they need a block or some good fortune with a miss. Snap, high. The hold is good, though. The kick is up. And it's good.
31 seconds to go in the third.
So Waverly now makes it a two-score game, 29-20. Waverly in the lead with 31 seconds to play in the third quarter.
And Josh, if you're a Hickman County fan, and definitely you can tell with the guys on the field, they're mad about the calls that the refs are giving them, but they have to realize they still have 30 seconds and the fourth quarter to play. The game is not over, and so they need to keep their head high because this ball game is definitely winnable.
Well, absolutely, Aiden. I mean, we saw the electricity of this Bulldog offense on their last drive with Braden Armstrong taking control. But Hickman County, for the remainder of this game, will have to play near perfect if they want to beat the Tigers here tonight in their home opener. It's a high kick, fielded at the 15. Makes a move. Taken down from behind at the 34.
35-yard line. Hickman County will start there after a nice return by Candy. First and 10 to go, 26 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
And that return there was by the freshman, number 36, Hayden Kennedy. And we saw him a lot last year for the middle school Bulldogs. He was one of the big playmakers for Hickman County.
Just a reminder to everyone that HCHS is a smoke-free campus. This is a smoke-free campus.
Of course, the middle school team last year, who was very, very talented, a loaded team, if you will. They won, a fair amount of games. Aiden and Kennedy, of course, one of the reasons that is. And that also being one of the reasons Coach Smith loves his freshman class. He saw what they did last year for the middle school with Coach Green, and now trying to translate that over to the high school level. So here are the Dogs. And a big drive here. Snap. Give. Hutchison gets around the edge. Makes some men miss and dives down to the 40. Gets about 5. So for Hickman County, protect the ball, keep moving forward is the name of the game with 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. And it looks like both teams will just let this quarter wind to a close. And that'll do it for the third. At the end of 3, your score, Waverly 29, Hickman 20. Still 1 quarter remaining. Hickman County on the heels of the Tigers. We'll be right back.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family. Heritage Bank and Trust and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
And it will be 2nd down and 5 to start the 4th quarter. Snap, give. That's enough for a chain mover. 1st down, Bulldogs. That was Street there on the carry.
1st down, Hickman County.
So the Bulldogs continue to plow ahead. Ball at their own 46. Snap. Kraft gives up the middle, and it's not going anywhere. He's stuffed and pushed backwards. Lost maybe a yard or 2 on the play. Oh, it looks like a Waverly player is shaken up on the field, clutching at his leg. And it will be a timeout on the field. Hopefully that young man is okay. They're stretching out his leg, indicating it might be a cramp, but I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on television, so I would not dare assume anything about this injury.
And Josh, with injuries, as Jaden Street was a little shooken up earlier, it seemed like it doesn't bother him really anymore because he did have a great play there beginning the 4th quarter.
So hopefully this injury here won't affect this young man going forward in this game or the rest of the season. The trainer's out there checking on him. It's number 60, Reagan Merriman, who's down, the sophomore lineman. And he's on his feet, trying to walk it off, it looks like, under his own power. A bit of a hobble, but hopefully he'll be all right as he looks to be returning to the huddle. But now he's being pulled off the field. He's going to have to take a few plays out. So Spiegelmeyer, the lone receiver, out wide right. Snap. They're going to give it to Armstrong, and why not? He's been hot. And he gives and surges down ahead near midfield, beyond midfield. He'll be in the Tiger territory, down at the 49. Gain of 6 on the play, a 3rd down and 5 for the Dogs.
Now, Josh, as we saw last week, Taylor Hutchison was the answer to Hickman County. This week it seems to be Braden Armstrong.
Yeah, absolutely. He has been certainly a big playmaker for the Dogs in this half, and looking to see more of him. But I'm looking to see Hutchison get more involved as well. Give. Tries to bounce outside, but a nice open field tackle taking down McCaleb. And that will bring in a 4th down and long for the Dogs. The ball still spotted at the Waverly 49. And with 10 minutes to go, down 2 scores, the offense will stay on the field. And Waverly will have to be wary of the pass. But I'm certainly expecting Coach Smith to have some trick up his sleeve to convert this 4th and long. Snap. Kraft gives to Armstrong, spins, still on his feet, and a nasty hit takes him down. And that will be a turnover on downs. Waverly will take over at midfield. So with just under 10 minutes left to play, the Bulldogs' chances of coming back are waning fast.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at midfield. Snap, high snap, gives to Harbison, has a hole, darts forward, has some yardage, plenty for the first down. Stumbling into Bulldog territory inside the 40, down at the 38.
Harbison on the run.
So it looks like now this Waverly offense starting to tire out this Hickman defense just a little bit. And at this juncture of the game, that's probably the most important thing Waverly can do. Diminish all hope from that Bulldog side of the field. Snap. Give again. They're going to keep on the ground, trying to bleed some clock. Harbison follows his blockers. Not a whole lot of room going, but he's able to hop forward and dive down. Make something out of nothing, and a good push there from his lineman. Down inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. The clock winds under 9 minutes to play. Snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper from Span. Has a hole. One man to meet. It's Kraft. And Andy Kraft able to wrap him up. And Kraft with a big hit, saving a touchdown. But it will be enough for a Waverly first down. Plenty for a Waverly first down. And they are knocking on the door of the end zone. They'll mark the ball at the 13-yard line.
And Josh, Waverly's done a great job so far, but Hickman County needs to know this is the 4th quarter, and every defensive and offensive play counts the most towards this game.
So 1st and 10, clock under 8 minutes. Give, up the middle, has a hole, driving his shoulder forward, but he's wrapped up by Kraft before he can get to the end zone. He'll be taken down at the 4 inside the 5.
Second down, 2 to go for the Tigers.
So 2nd down and 2 yards to go for the first to set up a goal to go to scenario, but they're only 4 yards shy of the end zone. Span, snap, give right, but Hickman County was ready for it. He is stuffed in the backfield for a loss. Austin Blystad there on the tackle, and he'll lose a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Tigers. So every down so crucial with 6:35 to play in the game. Hickman County has to get a stop here and now. A touchdown or a first down here probably ends the game. And a timeout is called on the field by Waverly.
Timeout called by Waverly, 6:22.
So we know, Aiden, in the world of high school sports, never say never. No game is over until the clock hits 0. And I know that's how Hickman County will be playing this game. But one thing that really took me by surprise on that last possession, 4th and 5, they keep it on the ground. I know Armstrong has been your explosive playmaker, but we really haven't seen a pass from Andy at all this game. Kraft, who has a good arm, an accurate arm. He's got some good receivers out there to catch it, some athletes out there that can help him out in the passing game, but we haven't seen it. Does that surprise you a little bit, Aiden?
It does surprise me a little bit because I know that Coach Smith and the rest of the coaching staff have confidence in Andy. I mean, he showed it at Harpeth. Hopefully they'll we'll see some of that here in the 4th. I'm very shocked that they haven't done some passing plays here tonight.
But Waverly's going to spread the field here wide on 3rd and 4. 2 receivers wide left. They try to draw him off sides, and I think they got Harpeth or Waverly rather, to flinch, but no, it's on Hickman and County, offsides, and that will move the chains, I believe. If not, it's close. So no, it will not be enough to move the chains for Waverly. It will be a 3rd down and 1. And in short yards territory with the athletes Waverly has, this is going to be a tough stand here for the Bulldogs. Under center, snap, he's going to keep it himself, pushing the pile. Waverly think he got in for the touchdown, waiting for the signal, and the officials will say touchdown Waverly, and the Tigers continue to add on. So a 15-point game, a PAT here makes it a 16-point game. Now, Aiden, is still a 2-score game. Of course, it will require 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. The snap is good. The hold looks good. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. So your score, Waverly 36, Hickman County 20.
And Josh, just like you said, it's only a 2-touchdown game, and with how talented our guys are, it's definitely possible. It's not impossible. And I believe truly that our guys can do that. It's just, who knows what the future will bring in these next few minutes.
Of course, 6 minutes and 16 seconds is not a whole lot of time. They'll have to have some urgency. They won't be able to lean on the running attack as much because that will milk off a lot of clock.
Keegan! Come here.
And at this stage of the game, now Hickman County does have 3 timeouts, but you're probably looking at a touchdown onside kick, depending on how much trust Coach Smith has in his defense. So they're set to kick things away. Kick is high over to the right side of the field. Bounces, and Waverly has it. And it did go 10 yards. Hickman County not urgent enough to jump on it. And Waverly will take over yet again. 1st down and 10, well into Bulldog territory. And that might have been the hammer, the nail, and the coffin on this football game. And they'll take over at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10. High snap, give up the middle, follow some blockers, stumbles forward, down to the 30-yard line. Now mark him just shy of the 30 at the 31. The clock now ticks under 6 minutes to play. That'll be a 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers. So spread the field here, trying to open up the middle of the field for a run probably, if I had to guess. It's going to be a snap. It's going to be a give up the middle. Hickman County seemed ready for it, but they can't take him down at point of contact. He's able to fight back to the 30-yard line. So we'll get about a yard to set up a 2nd down and long 2. Or a 3rd down and a long 2 is what the sideline says over there. 3rd and 2 for the Tigers. Once again, sending 2 receivers out left, stacking on top of one another. I mean, you can't count off perhaps a run-pass option play or a receiver screen out quick to the left. But with span under center, we might be seeing just a Hard-nosed play. Yes, it'll be a keeper by Span. Surges forward, and that will be plenty for a first down to the 25 for the Tigers, and the clock continues to run. Snap, give to Herbison, up the middle, darts through the lane, cuts back into space, and he is wrapped up and taken down by the Bulldogs inside the 10, maybe even inside the 5. He's down at the 5. First and goal for Waverly. So Waverly's offense this week, very reminiscent of Hickman County's offense last week against Harpeth, just wearing down the defense, forcing them to make a stop, which Hickman County just hasn't been able to do yet. And I believe some of the stuttering on offense has probably led to that lapse in momentum here, that lapse in energy from the defense. So it'll be a snap, high snap, give up the middle, looking for a lane, pushes forward. There's a pile of bodies, and he'll be short of the end zone by a couple of yards, mark him at the 2.
And Josh, even though the game's probably sealed and probably done, Hickman County can still build for next week's game and this week's practice. So there's still a lot of positive that can come out with 3 minutes remaining.
Well, and also big wins like last week where you really dominate all 4 quarters, they're awesome. It's great to get a win. It's great to know you were in control for that game. It's good to know you were doing a lot of things right. But sometimes those big wins can also numb you to things you didn't do right. And last week we did see some penalties from the Dogs, and some of that is relayed over to this week as Waverly is in for another touchdown, make it 42-20. Tigers lead with 2:41 to play. And Aiden, we saw some penalties last week from Hickman County. We've seen just as many, if not more, penalties this week from the Bulldogs that have really come in some costly moments that have given Waverly some momentum that they probably shouldn't have had. And we've also seen some turnovers that were very costly. And that's not just turnovers like the fumbles we've seen. We've seen turnover on downs that just happened the last drive. And it just hasn't been a sharp performance from the Bulldogs. There's a low snap, but a nice recovery by the holder, able to get it for his kicker, who puts it up and in. 43-20 is your score. 2:41 to play.
But one good thing, Josh, is tonight for Hickman County, it hasn't been the prettiest game that they've played, but it's also the beginning of the season. So it ain't the worst thing that could happen. I mean, they have a bunch of stuff they have to build on, and I think this will help them greatly in the future.
Yeah, and if you think you're going to play flawless football every single snap, every single game of every single week, I mean, that's just not reasonable, nor is it logical, really. But, I'm sure Hickman County expected a little bit more coming out here tonight to not be trailing by 23 points with less than 3 minutes to go in the football game. I think they probably expected to be in control of this game. I know a lot of fans were expecting it. The coaches were probably expecting it, especially after the outcome of last year. But it's as we've said earlier, you cannot judge this year's teams on last year's successes or their failures. Waverly is a talented, tough, gritty, athletic ball club out there, and they're going to have a good season. That much is for certain, but the question isn't how's Waverly going to do for Coach Smith and his guys. The question is going to be how are we going to do? And as you said, Aiden, it's the beginning of the season still. It's only week 2. And I think what this game does for Hickman County, it brings them back down to reality a little bit. And there's a big hit on the far side of the field. There's a little bit of chatter going on over there between the sideline and the Bulldogs. But what this does, it brings the Bulldogs back to reality. It exposes what they need to work on, how they need to get better. I think that could definitely work out in their favor. They can work out all the kinks, and next week on the road against Fairview, at Fairview, September 5th, that'll be a test of how much this team can learn, how resilient this team is, and how they can bounce back from games like this one.
Definitely, Josh. I couldn't have said it better myself.
But the Bulldogs probably not going to go quietly into that night. They're going to give it to the left. A pretty decent gain.
McCaleb on the carry.
That was Braden McCaleb. Goes down to about the 32-yard line. Got about 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3 for the Dogs. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play. But I will give credit, Aiden, to the Waverly side over on the far end. Their energy has not wavered. Their band has not wavered. That's a big rump there up the middle by Street. Goes for a Bulldog first down beyond the 40, down to the 41. And that will be a Hickman County first down. The chains will move. But the energy on the Waverly sideline, very reminiscent of the energy Hickman County brought on the road last week. And that just shows the confidence they have in their guys. But this Hickman County community next week on the road at Fairview, they're going to need to show up, show out, rally behind their guys, and show them they haven't given up on them regardless of one bad performance. Snaps. Kraft. No, it's Lewis in taking snaps. He'll feed it left.
McCaleb brings it up to the 48.
That's McCaleb again. Goes down to the 48-yard line. And the clock is winding down. Hickman County, of course, if you want to say waving the white flag, just trying to get some yardage here, get some reps for their guys before the clock strikes 0 with exactly 1 minute to play in this football game. Snap. Rolling right. Looking. Lewis tucks it into Waverly territory, and a big shot he took to the head. But with John Michael Lewis running, when you have to bring him down, you almost have to feel sorry for the defender. That is a big man and a strong runner carrying that football. For a Bulldog first down, 45 seconds to play. 1st and 10 at the Waverly 46. So, Aiden, this week and last week, we see Lewis getting reps in at quarterback if Kraft ever has to come out for whatever reason, or if it gets into a late game scenario where the game is decided. I mean, Lewis, he has shown some promise there taking snaps.
40 seconds.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, he's one of the leaders on the football team, and you see that on and off the field. And he's definitely done a great job so far this season in leading his guys.
A timeout is taken by the Bulldogs with 40 seconds to go, so probably trying to muster up one last touchdown drive before we call it quits. And while we have this downtime, we've already touched on it earlier, but WNKX and the Hickman County Bulldogs will be on the road northeast of here to Williamson County at Fairview High School, the home of the Yellow Jackets, where your Hickman County Bulldogs will be in action with a 7 p.m. kickoff, and we will begin our coverage on YouTube and Facebook at 6:45 p.m. That is next Friday, September 5th at Fairview High School. Of course, we encourage all of our listeners and Bulldog fans to support these guys in person, but if you can't, we understand, and we are right here to bring you every second of the action. You won't miss a bit. Now Lewis under center. Snap. He's going to give it to Street up the middle. Not much going, maybe a yard or two. That'll go down to the 44-yard line. 30 seconds to play. Now, in these final few plays, what are the odds we see Lewis air one out here? Because we know that young man has a strong arm. It looks like they're trying to get some subs off. You're Hickman County, you got to snap the ball. And they will not get the snap off. He gets to the sideline with 10 seconds. Snap. They're going to give it. McCaleb wrapped up, taken down after a gain of a couple. And that will do it here at Bratton Field at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium at Hickman County High School. The Bulldogs fall for the first time this year by a final score. Waverly 43, Hickman County 20. So, of course, not the performance we were expecting here tonight, but, of course, a lot of learning opportunities from this game. But the Dogs still only game 2, find themselves 1-1 this year with an opportunity to bounce back next week at Fairview. We look forward to seeing you there, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for tuning in, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook. We thank you, Hickman County High School, to Matthew Dotson for his AV class, of course, Aiden Weber, Cooper Tidwell, and Braden Chesson for helping us out on the camera work tonight and for general production. WNKX thanks Hickman County High School so much for working with us. It has been an absolute privilege not just to call these games, to watch these Bulldogs play, no matter what sport it might be, but to also be able to partner with such a great school and organization. But folks, that will do it for us here on WNKX. We will see you next Friday at 6:45 at Fairview High School. For Aiden Weber, I'm Josh